what's up guys? It is Josh here at Porter Valley Ranch. Today is July 5th. Yesterday was July 4th. And I am sitting in an empty fireworks tent. So our business, Ovations Studio and Gym, we have a dance studio and a gymnastics gym. And for the last 6 years, we have ran a fireworks stand here between Sapulpa and Sand Springs in Oklahoma. And we do it to raise money for our students. So we get to take our students, our competitive students, to perform at professional sporting events and collegiate basketball games. And then every 2 years, we take them on a big trip. So we've gone to Disney World. We got back from Disney World just a few weeks ago, actually. We've gone to Universal Studios. So we use this as a fundraiser to let them help pay for their trip. So we've been doing the fireworks stand for the last 10 days, obviously wrapped up yesterday. And as you can tell, there is nothing left in here. We were able to sell every single thing we had. There was kind of a fireworks shortage this year, but there was no shortage of customers. We sold out, and hopefully the kids were able to raise a lot of money. So Rachel and myself and our kids and some of our families and staff members ran the fireworks stand. And on Saturday, my middle son Kai, they were actually selling snow cones. Zeke and Kai were selling snow cones out in front with our nephew Tyler and our niece Molly. And about halfway through the day, Kai asked the question, when do we get to shoot fireworks? And I said, well, we'll go shoot fireworks at some point, but for right now, you know, we have to stay here and sell fireworks to other people. And he made a statement. He said, well, that's not fair. It's not fair that we have to sacrifice our fun so that other people can have their fun. And that was a pretty bold statement, and it really got me thinking about the 4th of July. I mean, that's really what the 4th of July is all about. So there are people who sacrificed their fun or their lives so that we can have fun and we can have freedom. So on July 5th, 2021, I just want to say thank you to all of the men and women who have sacrificed their life, sacrificed their health, sacrificed family time, sacrificed their personal freedom so that we can have our freedom and we can have our fun here in America. A lot of times we give all the credit to the military, which is well deserved, but there's also other people who sacrifice. There's a lot of people who are first responders, firemen and police officers and all the EMTs and people who sacrifice their fun so that we can have our freedom. So thank you to all the first responders out there also. And the last one is one that, especially in our space on YouTube, it's probably not a real popular view, but thank you to politicians. Whether you agree with politicians or not, whether you agree with every decision they make, whether you agree with what happens on their watch, there are a lot of good people, a lot of good men and women who feel called and feel called to try their best in the political world to help our country, especially at the local, at the state, city level. We know a lot of politicians, and we know that they have really good intentions and they have our best interests at heart. So thank you to them for their sacrifice as well, because I know they're away from their families a lot. And it takes a lot. So for me personally, I know a lot of you guys are new to our channel. We put out a video a couple weeks ago about meeting the Arms family homestead, which was amazing. And because of that video, we got a lot of new subscribers over here at Porter Valley Ranch. And I know you guys don't really know a lot about us. So first of all, thanks for coming over. We're gonna try to catch you up on who we are, what we stand for, what our passions are, and all those things. So today on July 5th, just coming out of celebrating Independence Day. A lot of people call it America's birthday. It's not really America's birthday. It's more like America's conception day. And even the dates are a little off, but needless to say, Independence Day is when we talk about America being birthed conceptually, and we talk about America gaining its independence. So for me, I was not in the military. I have horrible eyesight. And whenever I was around the age of 18, I already had my eyes set on going to college and being a graphic designer. I was also in a Christian rock band who was touring. So for me, going into the military just wasn't in the cards. but I have a lot of friends and family members who are in the military. We are obviously big supporters of the military and what they do. But for us, for my family, the story of our patriotism, I guess you could say, started with the Oklahoma City bombing. So most people are familiar with that, with the Mura bombing. I lived in Bartlesville at the time, which is just a few hours away. And when it happened, I obviously knew about it. It was just a few hours away from our house, and we were able to take a trip to Oklahoma City to see the damage to the Mura bombing and the surrounding areas. And I saw it with my own eyes as a young kid. I was in 5th grade at the time. And so to see that, and to see that happen that close to our home, which we later moved just a few miles away from that site, but to see that and to see the freedom that was taken away from so many people, the innocence that was taken away from so many people, really started the ball rolling on my view of America and of freedom. A couple years after that, September 11th happened. When September 11th happened, my dad was he was the state director for Oklahoma Baptist Disaster Relief. And because of his position and because of the ties to the Oklahoma City bombing, my dad and a few people in his circle were flown to New York City when airplanes weren't allowed in the air. They were one of the only airplanes allowed, but they went to New York City and they were able to help with counseling, and they were able to help with people at Ground Zero. So he was one of the main chaplains there at the morgue in Ground Zero in New York City for 2 months. He brought my brother and I up there. So we were able to work at Ground Zero for a week, and we were able to see everything firsthand. We were able to serve the first responders. We were able to pray with them and talk to them. We were able to meet people who were giving their time, their energy, their resources to help people at Ground Zero. And that shaped who I am. It shaped my view of America. And more than anything, it made me realize as a freshman in college how precious our freedom is and how precious our system is that allows us to be free in America. And so disaster has been a big thing in our life. So we've been able to help with disasters all over the country, and my dad's been able to help with disasters around the world. So if you heard the song that Toby Keith put out yesterday, it's called Happy Birthday America. And to be honest, I'm a huge Toby Keith fan. He's from Oklahoma also. But it's kind of a knock on America. He talks about the greatness of America in hindsight a lot, kind of putting down what's going on. And believe me, I'm with you guys. America's a mess. There's a lot of things that I don't like. There's a lot of things that I don't agree with. But I've also been in numerous countries on 4 different continents. And I can promise you that when I go on mission trips and see people around the world, they're very envious of what we have. As broken as our system is, it's still the best system on the planet. As squashed as we feel sometimes that our freedom is, we still have freedom. And a lot of the people that we're able to go help around the world, they don't have that freedom. They don't have the luxuries that we have, either monetarily, with possessions, or with religious freedom, with being able to speak their mind, having a YouTube channel, being able to say what they think. So America is in a bad place, but America is still in a better place than most places on the country. So I think as we go through ups and downs of life, as we go through ups and downs of our country, we need to remember that America is still great. America is still the greatest place on earth, and no matter what we disagree with, there are people who are fighting daily to preserve our freedom and to preserve our fun. So, July 5th, obviously all the fireworks are gone in the tent. It is just a shell. So today we get to go back to our normal life, which is coaching and teaching, and also farming. So a huge part of our heritage is being farmers, being in agricultural, being homesteaders. We've got a video coming out in a few days where we actually took our kids and our nieces to visit one of the original homesteads in Oklahoma, because we think that it is very important to educate them about why we're doing what we're doing and who did it before we did it. So that video is coming out, be looking for that. So we're getting ready to go back to the farm and feed our animals. They've been a little bit neglected the last week since we've been here running the fireworks stand from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. every single day. But we'll show you guys some of our animals, show you what we've got going on at the farm. But just wanted to take a few minutes to tell you that we're proud to be Americans here, and we hope you guys are too. We hope you had a great weekend with your family and friends. We hope that you celebrated your freedom, and we hope that you celebrated your fun. Hey buddy, come here. So these are some of our Nubian ibex, some of the babies. They found a way to get out of the fence and I haven't figured out where it is yet. So first on my list this week, which should be a little less crazy than last week, it's going to be to figure out where they're getting out and keep them from getting out. Because we don't mind them getting out and eating the grass. Obviously we haven't been able to mow because it rains every day anyways. But when they get out, they also eat Rachel's flower beds. So we need to keep them in the pen. That's one of the jobs of the week. This is Buddy. Buddy, come here. Buddy. Buddy is also not supposed to be out of his pen. Here, Rosie. Come on. Rosie, come on. So these are some of our goats and our ibex. This is Rumble. Rumble is one of our original twins. He is now weather because he's the wrong color. We want them to look more this light tan color with black markings on their face and on their legs. I'm just gonna pour this feed on the cross tie for now so you can see them all. We usually feed them in these green tubs, but then they fight and get all pumped up. So this is Rumble. This is one of our little boys that was born this year. We got Lola, and this male was actually the first ibex born on our property last year, and he is getting ready to go to a new home. Hey, this is one of the little girls that was born this year. One of Rosie's, or Lola's babies. We ended up with a lot more boys this year. This is Maggie. Hi Maggie. So Maggie just had puppies. If you've seen any of our videos, I'll show you the puppies in a second, but Maggie just had puppies and it was pretty stressful for her. See, the flies are getting on her nose. But she had puppies and then it rained for like 2 weeks straight, big storms every day. She got stressed, overwhelmed. We had to kind of give her some coddling and some love because there was a moment where we thought she might be abandoning the puppies because she was so stressed. But we've been giving her some extra attention, some good nutrition, and she is now back to doing really well. She's a little Pyrenees. Buddy, who I showed you earlier, he's actually an Akbash, which looks like a big golden retriever or a big yellow lab. But she's a Pyrenees. How you doing? Where's your babies? Rosie, one of our other twins, she gets out all the time. Every time I open the gate, she runs over there. She prefers dog food to goat food, which is not good. Just little Rosie. So here's some of the new superstars at Porter Valley Ranch. Our little surprise puppies that were born. Hey buddy. Hey. So we ended up with 5 of these little guys. We actually had 6 born, one of them didn't make it. 5 little puppies, and as of today, they are all claimed. So sorry about that. If Doug or Eden or Patty are watching, next week we're going to be in touch with you. We're going to have a puppy picking day where you guys get to pick your puppies, and then we will mark them. They can start leaving at 6 weeks, preferably 8 weeks, but we have started them on some milk and some dry food to kind of start the weaning process, and they've been doing really good with that. We gave them a couple baths last week because it was raining and they were all muddy and crazy, and then they got to hang out with us all day yesterday at the fireworks stand, and they were a big hit. So we'll be in touch with you guys and get the puppy picking process going for some of the other ones. Hey, come here. Come on. Come on. Come here. Come on. Come on. Hi. Hi. Cute little fur balls. Hi. All right, so let's see what else we've got. We have these chickens. So these are our egg layer chickens. They are strictly free range survival of the fittest chickens. They run, they play, they survive. That is the goal. Looks like we've got a goat stuck over here. This is our daytime daycare for the little chickens. So Zeke raises silkies. So we have a bunch of these little silkies. And then we got these little guys from the pullet chain at Creek County Fair. Zeke and Kai both got, I think they got 6 of these each. So I don't even know what kind they are. If you know what these are, let me know. The boys do. I want to say a Delaware something or other. I don't know. But then you can see some of the little silkies over here. So we just let them run around during the day. This little girl has her head stuck. Come here. Hold on, I'll lay the camera down. Come here, baby. No. Come here. Come here. All right. So that's Ebony. Ebony had a baby named Stormy that we were live streaming when she was having it. She's a little crazy right now. These are our 2 rams. So this big guy here is Paul. He is a Harlequin sheep, and you can see that he is spotted. You can see it even more whenever he has been recently shaved or shorn. He's a Harlequin, so you want them to have the spots. He's the father of all of our lambs this year, and they all came out really nice and spotted. And then this little guy over here is a baby doll ram. He is about 18 months old. You can tell he's super tiny, so we're really excited about him. He doesn't have a name yet, so we've got a video coming up soon where we are going to ask you guys to help us name him. My GoPro died. I told you guys all about my sheep and then realized that my camera had turned off. Let's try that again. All right, so this is the rest of our sheep herd. Over here, the big guy, that is our wether. His name is Brian. So he is currently protecting the ladies because the other rams are separated. We do not want to have babies in the middle of the winter this year, so we're gonna keep them separated. Next to him, this is Jenny. She is a F2 Harlequin. This one here is Doodle. She's a baby doll. So if you see, we've got about half baby dolls and half Harlequins. And then we have this random one. She actually is going to a new home in the next day. So here you can see though, so you have Doodle, who's a baby doll. And next to her, you have Lizzie, who is a Harlequin. So the baby dolls are gonna have a little furrier faces. They all got shorn pretty recently, so they're not all shaggy except for one of our new ones, but they will have, the baby dolls will have this wool on their face. They get the cute little face. This is one of our lambs from this year, who is already almost the size of the grown-ups. So she's a Harlequin also. And then we have one over here that hasn't been shorn yet. We just got her a couple weeks ago, and we're waiting for someone to come shear her. We are not ready to shear our own sheep just yet. But you can see the wool, and it's of course hot, so she needs to get that off of her. But they are pretty docile compared to the goats, to the ibex. They're not exactly like lap dogs, but they let you pet them and mess with them. But mainly, just wanted to show you guys the difference in the faces. So Harlequins are also supposed to be spotted. So most of our ewes are not super spotted. Like Lizzie right here had this baby over here. This is little Lovey. So you can see the brown, she's chasing me. You can see the big brown spots on her. So even though she came out of a solid white ewe, since her dad was spotted, she came out with spots. She also has blue eyes, which is very preferable for them. We also lost a couple lambs recently, which is an unfortunate side of homesteading, but it happens. We had some parasites get out of control and we lost a few. So we will be talking about that here in the next few days. Whenever you raise sheep and goats and chickens, unfortunately worms and parasites can sneak up on you, especially when we get kind of busy. We're not paying attention every day. It's hard to deal with. There's medication, there's things you can do, but for right now we are treating everything here, and then as soon as we complete their treatment, we're going to turn them out on a bigger pasture, so that we can hopefully cleanse this area of the parasites. But homesteading's tough. If you watch Rustic Woodwork and Family, they just put out a video talking about, you know, just how hard it is and their morning routines. The routine of homesteading is hard, especially whenever you have kids and you have a life outside of it. But we're doing the best we can. We're learning a lot as we go. We're about a year into our farm vlogging journey, and we learn more every day. We learn more about sheep and goats every day. We've learned a lot about chickens this year, and we're doing our best to share our experiences with you guys. So again, thanks for coming over to Porter Valley Ranch. We hope that you enjoy our channel. We hope you'll stick around and watch a few other videos. Go back and watch some from last summer. It's sort of comical to see how far we've come, how far our animals and our property has come, because we've learned a lot, and we hope that you'll just continue on this journey with us. See you guys next time.
Ha ha ha!